This is the Superpowered Mind podcast for inquiring individuals who are tired of the struggle for peace, happiness, and clarity. I'm Claire Diamond, ready to help you explore the principles of the mind, the self, and reality to unlock ultimate mental freedom. This podcast is the one to listen to if you're ready to experience the capabilities of the superpowered mind. Hi everybody, welcome to episode 15, and today we're looking at resilience. And I wanted to introduce a thought that the way we've been looking at resilience is completely wrong and completely confusing, and is actually creating a foundation in our lives that is really profoundly unhelpful. So how about this? How about we consider that resilience is there to the extent that the activity or the focus or the situation is about the thing, about the situation or the activity or the focus, rather than being about the identity. When the whole experience is about me and my self-esteem, my belief in myself, my confidence, my value, my worth, what other people think of me, my future, my past, when it's about that, there is zero resilience. Zero. Because there's actually no interest in the thing or the situation or the competition or the project or the piece of work. It's not, because it's not about that. All of that really is a prop in the story of me. And if it's going well, this story of me is on a high. It's being confirmed. It's I'm being validated. I'm feeling secure. If it's not going well, it's like death. Because what am I? If my sense of worth is, say I'm writing blog posts. I'm writing a blog. If the blog posts are vehicles for creating a sense of worth in me, making me feel important and special, and the way that people respond to those blog posts are, either validating everything that I want them to do, want the blog post to do, or they are contributing to an idea that I'm unworthy, I'm not special. They're devastating if I don't get the right response. And so every time a blog post is published, it's either an affirmation of me and my worth and value, or it's death to that. And none of it is about the writing or about the topic or about the conversation that it creates or about the discussion or about the disagreement or about finding what's true in any of this. It's just about me. And when it's just about me, there is absolutely no resilience. Because really, when it's just about me, the lens through which everything is perceived is via this vigilance of what is it saying about my value and my worth, about how much people like me or how special I am. So it's very interesting for us to see, because traditionally resilience is always assumed to be something within us that we have, that is, that there's a sort of inner strength, a inner capacity to withstand knockbacks and hardship. But really, I think we could consider that the knockbacks and hardship doesn't exist really when the entirety of the motivation for doing something is to learn more about it, to really go, move through the layers of discomfort and challenge to really find the the furthest possible endeavor, the furthest reach of capacity. That's really about the thing, and all the attention is being directed into the subject or into the project, into the piece of work, into the challenge. And so it's really interesting, there's quite a few really excellent sports coaches in this field of reality and self and identity. And it's really interesting to see how they are all the time taking the focus off this inner world of feelings and security and mental state and how secure I'm feeling, because it's completely irrelevant. And the more that coaches focus on that, the more all the attention is on something that is unrelated to the actual game or the actual sport. And so these breakthrough coaches are saying, well, it doesn't matter how you feel. It doesn't matter what your mental state is. It's just about the golf, or it's just about the tennis. And this is revolutionary. And it's a complete transformation of really what I would say is at the heart of our mental health crisis, which is this increasing, and we're seeing it at catastrophic levels at the moment with schools, this obsession with feelings and with securing an identity. Really, this is so extremely problematic for humankind, because the identity is a fabrication. It's a cultural phenomena. It's a mentally held concept that actually doesn't exist anywhere. And in trying to secure the identity of me through whatever I think constitutes that me, and therefore has to be protected. So if it's my role as a mother, or my job as a coach, or as a writer, or my relationship to my family, or my friends, or my health, or my body, or whatever it is, whatever seems to be the main constituents of what I believe I am, that has to be defended at all costs, absolutely protected, because if anyone challenges that or questions it or criticizes it, what am I? So if my role as a mother, say, is so core to my identity, there'll be such vigilance about what my children are doing and how they're perceived and what people think of them, not because of them, and really not because I want to be a good mother, but because that's my survival in that. Do you see how the focus of trying to secure something that is inherently unsecurable, i.e. this sense of myself as a separate entity, this sense of myself as distinct, independent doer that is or should be in control of everything, when that's the focus of activity and attention and endeavor, everything is just about that. It's got nothing to do with the work or the children or the friends or the health, nothing. It's just about securing an idea of me. And the proposal here is that is the end of resilience for two reasons, really. Firstly, because that identity cannot ever be secured. And the attempt to secure it just results in greater and greater hypersensitivity that sucks in all energy, and which really depletes the whole system. When a fundamentally insecure identity is trying to be secured so innocently, because that's what we're told by everywhere, even by people who should really know so much better, like therapists and psychologists who really haven't done the work in questioning what really is the mind and what really is reality, what really is what we are. And so we're told that a healthy mental life is about securing that fundamental sense of being separate, or controlling what emotions are felt, controlling the thoughts. No. When the mind believes that, then all focus, all attention is on trying to secure and control the unsecurable and the uncontrollable. And that is the end of resilience. Not least because it keeps recreating the issues. So from that ever depleting, more and more exhausted, more and more helpless state, the lens through which the world is perceived is even more threatening and dangerous. So that's the first thing. The attempt to secure the identity depletes the whole system. It's an unfulfillable quest. Secondly, when the whole focus is on the me at the center of all this unsecurable sense of being a separate entity, it's none of the focus is on the work and the projects, the other people, the sport or the game. And it means that what would the interest and the passion and the joy, the exhilaration of a mind and body moving deeper into the world, finding out new stuff, breaking into new territories, exploring different areas, finding new capacities and capabilities, that's not there. When the focus is just on securing me, that entire playground, which the world is lost. And what would normally, in a healthy mind, motivate the activity and energize it isn't there anymore. It's gone. If you think of children playing, they can play for hours and hours and hours and hours because they're immersed in the discovery and the exploration of the form and of what their bodies and minds are capable of doing with that form. And it's endless interest, endless excitement, endless passion, and endless feedback, endless learning. And a really healthy mind is absorbed in that. It's absorbed in real-time learning and data and feedback, especially when it's from the perspective of no individual self to secure. And so all of the activities are coming from this integrity of being. I mean, that's ultimate health, ultimate mental health. And that enormous motivation of learning and expanding in the moment through the world of form, the world of objects and learning and concepts and development. That's resilience, isn't it? There's no end to resilience from that space because there's nothing to protect in terms of my identity. It's all learning. There actually isn't any failure, really. There's genuinely no failure from that space because everything is failure, really, isn't it? Everything is a trial that doesn't work. And it doesn't matter. It's just everything is information. Ultimate resilience, because there's no final destination, is there? So everything really ultimately is a failure of trying new things and moving into the next area. Total resilience, and we are losing that. We're seeing. I mean, really, we're seeing it in this generation of children now, because when the focus is on the me and how I believe I am and what I believe other people think of me, and the vigilance of trying to control emotions and mental state, and then trying to control how people react and respond to me in order to maintain that inner purity of the spotless mind, spotless experience, all that does is lead to a greater and greater and greater obsession with control and fixing in place whatever is this believed idea of how I should be experiencing myself. It's completely insane. There's zero resilience in it. And it seems that that is increasingly becoming the focus. So everything in this conversation is about resilience. And it's saying that the resilience is coming from that interaction between a mind that is genuinely interested in the thing, in the objects, in the work, in the projects, in the writing, in the developing, in the strategy, whatever it is, there's the resilience. And it will never, ever come from an obsession with what I am and how I think I should be feeling and how other people should be reacting to me. So it's revolutionary and it's completely logical. And it really is an area of transformation for all of us. In particular, the areas where we are most insecure, most anxious, most nervous, most hypervigilant, most sensitive. These are the areas which will gradually be unlocked through this conversation, seeing that stress not as an indication that we need to try to control things more, but as an indication that the mind is temporarily obsessed with something that can never be resolved. Yeah, so it's a brilliant topic. I'm so glad that we're here discussing it, and thank you for listening. Bye. Thank you for listening to Superpowered Mind with me, Claire Diamond. If you want extra support in the exploration of your mind, download our exclusive subliminal recording, especially for podcast listeners, on bit.ly/podcast subliminal.